Hi everybody. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the swirling drama and intense emotions set to unfold over the next 2 weeks, from July 7th to July 18th, as the residents of Port Charles face life-altering decisions, heartbreaking revelations, and dangerous rivalries. Buckle up, fans, as we unpack the intricate webs of romance, betrayal, and mystery that will keep us glued to our screens. With new twists around every corner, from Willow Tate's pivotal choice to Scorpio Drake's emotional turmoil, and even whispers of cloning conspiracies tied to a beloved character's return, there's no shortage of excitement on the horizon. Let's explore each storyline in vivid detail and imagine the possibilities that await our favorite characters. First, let's turn our attention to Willow Tate, who stands at a critical crossroads during these eventful weeks. A monumental decision looms over her, one that could reshape her future and the dynamics of her relationships. Could this choice involve her tumultuous connection with Drew Kane, or perhaps a rekindled bond with her ex, Michael Corinthos? As Willow wrestles with her heart and mind, Michael steps in with a proposal that might just sway her. Sources hint that he offers a deal potentially tied to custody arrangements for their children in a bid to pull her away from Drew's influence. Picture the tension in the air as Willow sits across from Michael at a quiet cafe on the outskirts of Port Charles, her eyes reflecting a storm of emotions while he lays out terms with calculated calm. Will she bend to his wishes, prioritizing stability for her family, or will Drew's magnetic pull keep her tethered to a riskier path? This storyline promises to delve into the depths of love, sacrifice, and the aching pull of past promises. Meanwhile, young Scorpio Drake finds herself navigating the choppy waters of heartbreak during the week of July 7th to 11th. After forming a tender bond with a stray dog named Outback, Emma faces the gut-wrenching possibility of losing her furry companion if the original owner comes forward. Rumors swirl that a mysterious figure named Vaughn might step into the picture, claiming ownership of the pup. But what if Vaughn's intentions go beyond just reclaiming a pet? Imagine a scenario where Vaughn, a charismatic yet shadowy newcomer, uses this emotional leverage to ingratiate himself with Emma, perhaps even joining the animal rights group she's passionate about. Could he be scheming to divert her attention from Professor Henry Hank Dalton's controversial research projects, which have already raised eyebrows in town? As Anna Devane swoops in to offer Emma solace, their scenes are bound to tug at our heartstrings. Late-night conversations on the porch of the Devane residence, with Anna's wisdom clashing against Emma's youthful anguish. This plotline isn't just about a dog, it's a window into Emma's vulnerability and the protective instincts of those who love her. Elsewhere, a storm brews for Sasha Gilmore Corbin as she stumbles upon a chilling revelation. The whispers in Port Charles suggest this discovery is linked to Daisy Gilmore, whose obsessive behavior has taken a darker turn with a series of stalker-like incidents. Picture Sasha rifling through old letters and photographs in her attic, her breath catching as she uncovers evidence of Daisy's dangerous fixation, perhaps cryptic messages scrawled in a familiar hand or unsettling photos taken from a distance. The weight of this secret could shatter Sasha's sense of safety, pushing her to confide in Michael Corinthos for reassurance. Their bond, forged through shared pain, might deepen as they sit in the dimly lit Quartermain living room, Michael's steady voice cutting through Sasha's rising panic. How will Sasha protect herself from Daisy's creeping shadow? And will this ordeal draw her closer to unexpected allies or plunge her into isolation? The suspense is palpable, and fans will be on edge waiting to see how far Daisy's obsession will go. The drama escalates with Lulu Spencer, who faces a barrage of tough questions from her son, Rocco Falconeri, about his origins and the enigmatic Britt Westbourne. The revelation of long-buried truths has left Rocco reeling, and in a fit of anger, Lulu unleashes her frustration on Brooklyn Quartermain for letting this secret slip. Imagine the charged atmosphere at Kelly's Diner, where Lulu's voice rises over the clatter of dishes, accusing Brooklyn of betraying her trust while customers pretend not to eavesdrop. Rocco, overwhelmed by the weight of his identity, might take a bold and reckless step, perhaps packing a small bag and slipping out into the night to find answers on his own, much like Giovanni Joe Palmieri did when confronted with his own family lies. If Rocco does vanish during the week of July 14th to 18th, it could spark a desperate search, with Joe stepping up to help reunite his half-brother with Lulu and Dante Falconeri. Envision Joe and Dante combing the wooded outskirts of town, flashlights in hand, their shared mission mending fractured ties between them. Dandy's gratitude toward Joe could mark a turning point, softening years of tension and paving the way for a newfound brotherhood. On another front, romantic schemes and dangerous games unfold as Cody Bell maneuvers to drive Jerome closer, all while Mac Scorpio plays Cupid with a surprising twist. Mac, ever the meddler, seems determined to spark a connection between Cody and Molly Lansing Davis, envisioning a pairing that could shake up Port Charles' social circles. Picture Mac orchestrating an accidental meeting at the Metro Court, where Cody and Molly find themselves sharing a table over drinks, their banter revealing unexpected chemistry. But will Cody's growing fascination with Ava complicate this matchmaking plot? Meanwhile, Felicia Scorpio delivers intriguing news about Jacinda, a figure tied to Curtis Ashford's latest ambitions. Could this update lead to the long-awaited meeting Curtis has been pushing for, or will it unravel his plans entirely? The stakes are high, and as alliances shift, we can't help but wonder how these romantic entanglements will collide with the town's darker undercurrents. Speaking of undercurrents, Drew Kane emerges as a strategic powerhouse, gaining the upper hand over a formidable opponent. Insider tips point to Kai Taylor's cryptic warning as the key to Drew outmaneuvering Curtis in their battle over Jacinda's influence. Visualize Drew in his office, poring over documents late into the night, a smirk playing on his lips as he deciphers Kai's intel and crafts a plan to neutralize Curtis' scheme. However, this victory comes with collateral damage at Trina Robinson's fury. When Trina learns that Kai betrayed Curtis by leaking sensitive information to Drew, her trust in Kai shatters. Imagine a heated confrontation at the pier, Trina's voice trembling with anger as she accuses Kai of disloyalty, the crashing waves mirroring her inner turmoil. This betrayal could fracture Trina's alliances, forcing her to reevaluate who she can truly rely on in a town rife with deception. The mob world of Port Charles heats up as Jen Sidwell and Sonny Corinthos lock horns in a feud that promises shocking repercussions. A new player, Marcy Rios, might tip the scales by aligning with Sidwell, convinced that Sonny orchestrated Natalia Ramirez's tragic downfall. Picture Marcy, torn between loyalty and vengeance, meeting Sidwell in a shadowy warehouse, his decision to join forces setting off a chain reaction of violence. This alliance could jeopardize Marcy's tender romance with Lucas Jones, who pleads with him to step away from the mob's deadly grip during a tearful exchange at the hospital. As chaos looms, fans brace for an explosion of conflict that will test loyalties and claim casualties in its wake. Will Sonny's empire withstand this latest assault, or is this the beginning of a devastating fall? Finally, the buzz surrounding Kelly Thibault's impending return to the screen by the end of July has fans speculating wildly. Whether she reprises her role as Britt Westbourne or introduces a new character, her comeback is rumored to tie into Professor Hank Dalton's ethically dubious research. Clues point to a cloning storyline that could rewrite everything we know about Britt's legacy. Imagine Jocelyn Jacks and Jason Morgan, driven by suspicion, infiltrating Dalton's high-security lab under the cover of darkness, their flashlights catching glimpses of eerie equipment and cryptic files. Could their separate investigations converge to uncover a shocking truth about Britt or a doppelganger created in her image? The implications are mind-boggling, and as Anna Devane grills Sidwell for answers without success, it's clear that Dalton's secrets are the key to unlocking this mystery. Port Charles has never shied away from the bizarre, and this plot promises to push the boundaries of science and morality in ways we can't yet fathom. Next, we will delve into the fiery political showdown brewing in Port Charles, New York, as the mayoral race takes center stage with high stakes, shady dealings, and unexpected alliances. The charming yet dubious Ezra Boyle is pulling out all the stops to claim victory, while our beloved mayor, Laura Collins, faces mounting challenges tied to her controversial connections. From whispered conspiracies to potential betrayals, this storyline promises to shake the very foundation of Port Charles. Join us as we explore every twist and turn in this gripping election saga, imagining the dramatic possibilities and uncovering new layers of intrigue with each development. Get ready for a roller coaster of power plays and moral dilemmas as we dive into the heart of this political storm. Let's start with the core of the drama, the intensifying mayoral race that has everyone in Port Charles buzzing with anticipation and dread. Ezra Boyle, with his magnetic charm and questionable ethics, has emerged as a formidable contender, willing to cross any line to secure the coveted title of mayor. Picture him at a lavish campaign rally in the town square, flashing a dazzling smile to the crowd while secretly plotting his next underhanded move in the shadows of the Metrocourt Hotel. During a recent episode on July 3rd, fans witnessed a tense heart-to-heart between Lulu Spencer and her mother, Laura Collins, the current mayor. Lulu, ever the protective daughter, voiced her growing unease about Laura's ties to the infamous mob boss Sonny Corinthos. She fears that this association could tarnish Laura's sterling reputation and hand Ezra the victory on a silver platter. Imagine Lulu pacing in Laura's office at City Hall, her voice laced with urgency as she pleads with her mother to distance herself from Sonny publicly. Will Laura heed her daughter's advice, or will her loyalty to old friends blind her to the political peril ahead? Laura, for her part, stands firm in her belief that her integrity as mayor remains untainted, insisting that her actions have always been above board. However, the court of public opinion in Port Charles is a fickle beast, and whispers of her connection to Sonny's underworld dealings could sway voters against her. Envision a town hall meeting where Laura passionately defends her record, her voice echoing through the room as skeptical citizens murmur among themselves, casting doubtful glances. Lulu's suggestion that Laura openly denounce Sonny to secure her re-election weighs heavily on her mind. Could this be the moment Laura faces an impossible choice between personal loyalty and political survival? Fans are speculating that this mother-daughter conflict might be the catalyst for a monumental plot twist that could see Laura's campaign crumble under the weight of scandal. If Ezra capitalizes on this vulnerability, perhaps he's already digging into old police records, hoping to unearth damning evidence of Laura's past dealings with Sonny to splash across the local news. The potential fallout of Ezra winning the mayoral seat sends shivers down the spine of many Port Charles residents, particularly those aligned with Laura, Sonny, and the powerful Quartermain family. If Ezra ascends to power, the consequences could be catastrophic for Laura's legacy and Sonny's grip on the town's underbelly. Imagine the chaos of Ezra striding into City Hall on his first day as mayor, a smug grin on his face as he signs executive orders that directly target Sonny's operations at the docks. Tracy Quartermain, never one to back down from a fight, might find herself in Ezra's crosshairs as well, especially if rumors are true that he and his allies are scheming to desecrate the Quartermain family mausoleum as a symbolic power grab. Picture Tracy standing defiantly at the cemetery gates, her eyes blazing with fury as bulldozers loom in the background, ready to tear down a piece of her family's history. The thought of Ezra wielding unchecked authority is a nightmare scenario that could plunge Port Charles into a new era of corruption and conflict. Adding fuel to this already explosive situation is the unholy alliance forming in Ezra's corner, led by none other than Drew Kane, a man with his own share of skeletons in the closet. These two unsavory characters seem poised to wreak havoc, pooling their resources and cunning to outmaneuver Laura at every turn. Visualize late-night meetings in a dimly lit backroom of a seedy bar on the edge of town, where Ezra and Drew huddle over maps and documents, plotting to undermine Laura's every move. Their partnership raises the stakes even higher, as their combined influence could tip the scales irrevocably in Ezra's favor. What if Drew, with his knack for manipulation, begins leaking fabricated stories to the press about Laura's supposed misdeeds, painting her as unfit to lead? This duo's willingness to play dirty could spell disaster for the town's moral compass, leaving fans to wonder if anyone can stand in their way before it's too late. The plot thickens further with the potential involvement of Jen Sidwell, a dangerous figure already infamous for orchestrating bombings that have targeted Sonny's inner circle. Sidwell's vendetta against Sonny is no secret, and his obsession with seizing control of the docks could make him a perfective volatility for Ezra and Drew. Imagine Sidwell lurking in the shadows of Port Charles Industrial District, his cold eyes scanning the horizon as he negotiates terms with Ezra under the cover of night. If these three forces unite, their combined power could create an iron grip over the town, sidelining Laura and crushing Sonny's empire in one fell swoop. Sidwell's ruthless tactics, paired with Ezra's political ambition and Drew's strategic mind, might just be the perfect storm to upend the balance of power. Could this trio orchestrate a smear campaign so devastating that even Laura's most loyal supporters begin to doubt her? The mere possibility sends a chill through the community, as the specter of a villainous takeover looms larger with each passing day. On the flip side, Laura finds a glimmer of hope as early polls reflect strong support for her re-election bid, a testament to her years of dedicated service to Port Charles. Picture her at a quiet breakfast with her family at Kelly's Diner, a rare smile breaking through her stoic demeanor as she reads the encouraging numbers in the morning paper, surrounded by supportive faces like Lulu and Kevin Collins. This momentary optimism fuels her resolve to fight tooth and nail against Ezra's schemes. Yet, behind closed doors, the pressure mounts as explosive spoilers hint at a jaw-dropping turn of events that could see Ezra, Drew, and Sidwell wrest control of the town from Laura's grasp. What if a last-minute scandal erupts, orchestrated by Ezra's camp, that paints Laura as complicit in Sunny's darkest deeds? Envision the heartbreak on her face as she watches her lead slip away on live television during a heated debate, the crowd's boos ringing in her ears while Ezra smirks from the podium opposite her. The question on everyone's lips is whether Laura can rally in time to fend off this sinister coalition or if her political career will be left in ruins. Next, we will uncover the chilling mystery surrounding little baby Daisy, who seems to have captured the obsessive attention of a shadowy stalker in Port Charles. As tensions rise and suspicions swirl, Willow Tate finds herself spiraling into a dark emotional abyss, with many pointing fingers at her as the potential culprit behind the unsettling watch over Sasha Corbin and Michael Corinthos' newborn. But what if the true stalker is a figure from the past, lurking in the shadows with unresolved pain and dangerous intentions? Join us as we dive deep into this gripping storyline, weaving together new details, imaginative twists, and the complex histories of our beloved characters. From Willow's fragile mental state to the return of a disgraced family member, this tale of obsession and loss promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Let's begin with the heart of this unsettling drama, the mysterious stalker fixated on baby Daisy, the precious child of Sasha Corbin and Michael Corinthos. The streets of Port Charles are buzzing with fear and speculation as strange incidents pile up. Notes left on Sasha's doorstep, fleeting glimpses of a figure lingering near the nursery window, and unexplained gifts arriving for Daisy with no sender's name. Imagine Sasha's growing paranoia as she clutches Daisy tighter, scanning the park for unseen eyes while pushing a stroller under the looming trees of the town square. Many fans initially suspect Willow Tate, whose recent erratic behavior has raised red flags, but spoilers tease that the real stalker might be someone far more unexpected. A ghost from the past driven by grief and a twisted sense of entitlement. Could this hidden figure be watching from the shadows of a rented apartment across from the Corinthos estate, their gaze locked on Daisy's crib through a pair of binoculars? The intensity of this storyline is palpable, and each new clue deepens the mystery of who would target an innocent child with such relentless fixation. Turning our focus to Willow Tate, her mental health has become a central concern as she grapples with devastating personal losses. Spoilers hint that Willow's psyche has taken a severe hit since a judge awarded full custody of her children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, exclusively to Michael. Picture Willow standing alone in the rain outside the Quartermain mansion, her tear-streaked face pressed against the gate as she watches Wiley play in the distance, her heart breaking with every unreachable moment. A particularly alarming scene from the July 3rd episode showed Willow lingering at the Metro Court pool area, defiantly refusing to leave despite Michael's firm objections. Desperate for just a few stolen minutes with her son, her actions suggest a deepening instability, perhaps even a dissociative identity disorder, as some fans speculate where reality and delusion blur in her mind. Envision Willow pacing her small apartment late at night, muttering to herself as fragmented memories of happier times with her children clash with her current pain. While her storyline might lead viewers to initially believe she's Daisy's stalker, whispers from inside sources suggest a clever swerve, pointing the blame elsewhere while Willow battles her inner demons. This brings us to a blast from the past, Gladys Corbin, who was unceremoniously driven out of Port Charles in 2023 by Sonny Corinthos after a series of unforgivable betrayals. For those who need a refresher, Gladys had been spiraling long before her departure, having stolen money from Sasha and colluded with the sinister Dr. Damon Montague to have Sasha committed for personal gain. Imagine Gladys at her lowest, sitting in a dimly lit casino outside town, her trembling hands feeding coins into a slot machine as she tries to drown the pain of her son Brando Corbin's death and the loss of her grandson, baby Liam. Before her fall from grace, there was a flicker of hope for redemption when she and Sasha bonded over their shared grief after Brando's passing. Picture tender moments where Gladys cradled Sasha's hand at a quiet memorial, tears mingling as they mourned together. But that softness was shattered when Gladys exploited Sasha's trust to cover her mounting gambling debts, revealing a cold, calculating side that shocked even her closest kin. Her actions were deplorable on every level, but could her descent into vice have been a desperate attempt to numb the agony of her fractured family? The question lingers as we ponder her state of mind after leaving Port Charles in disgrace. Now, let's explore the haunting possibility that Gladys has returned with a dangerous obsession focused on baby Daisy. After losing her son and grandson, Gladys might see Daisy as a surrogate for the family she's lost, a chance to reclaim the love and connection that slipped through her fingers. Envision her in a rundown motel on the outskirts of Port Charles, walls plastered with old family photos and newspaper clippings about Sasha's new life, her fixation growing with each passing day. As Sonny's cousin, Gladys could justify her fascination with Daisy as a familial bond, telling herself she has a right to be part of the child's life, even if it means crossing ethical boundaries. Picture her standing outside Sasha's home in the dead of night, hidden by the cover of darkness, her breath fogging in the cold as she whispers apologies to the wind for what she's about to do. Could her resentment boil over at the sight of Sasha moving forward, building a happy family with Michael while Gladys remains mired in regret? The pain of watching from the sidelines might twist into something far darker, pushing her to hover over Daisy's life like a vengeful specter. The layers of Gladys' potential involvement add a chilling depth to this stalker storyline, as her history of manipulation and betrayal suggests she's capable of extreme measures. What if she's been mailing anonymous letters to Sasha, filled with cryptic messages about protecting what's mine or leaving tiny handmade toys on the porch as a warped gesture of affection for Daisy? Imagine Sasha's horror as she discovers a doll resembling Daisy tucked into the mailbox, its stitched smile eerily mirroring Gladys' distorted longing. If Gladys is indeed the stalker, her obsession might stem from a warped belief that she's entitled to a role in Daisy's future, a desperate attempt to fill the void left by her own family's collapse. Could she go so far as to attempt a late-night abduction, creeping into the nursery under the guise of a protective grandmother, only to be thwarted by a vigilant Michael? Or might she hover just out of sight, her presence a constant, unseen threat that gnaws at Sasha's peace of mind? The thought of Gladys crossing that final line sends shivers through Port Charles, leaving fans to wonder how far her pain will drive her. As this stalker mystery unfolds, the emotional toll on Sasha and Michael cannot be understated, as they grapple with the fear of an unknown predator circling their child. Picture tense evenings in their home, the curtains drawn tight, as Michael installs extra locks on every door while Sasha sings lullabies to Daisy with a forced calmness, her voice trembling despite her efforts. Their once joyful parenthood is now shadowed by dread, each creak of the house amplifying their anxiety. Will they turn to Sonny for protection, risking deeper entanglement in his dangerous world, or seek help from unexpected allies like Carly Spencer, whose own history with loss might fuel her determination to safeguard Daisy? Envision a late-night strategy session at the Corinthos compound, where Sonny's men patrol the grounds while Carly and Sasha pore over security footage, searching for any clue to the stalker's identity. The stakes couldn't be higher as they fight to protect their family from a threat that feels both personal and relentless.